Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and natural gas. But before we do that, let's take a look here at the indexes. We take a look at the Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the EI report. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, after that CPI report today and that PPI report yesterday, looked like it was going to fall right on down here yesterday. Just like it did yesterday, but it didn't. It's just rallying up. The Dow's up over 700, Nasdaq's up over 400, and the S&P's up over 100. So let's take a look here and see where it's going to go. Okay, so here we have the Dow all stretched out here. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. You can see what we had going on today, but now we had left this gap up. See this gap up? So you always want to keep this on your back burner, okay? So you want to watch the bottom of that. That's 42,927, and then we look at the top of this candle right here. That's at 42,544, okay? So we have that gap up. So when this does sell down here, this could be, that could be your support levels here. Now, another level that we're looking for on the downside is going to be that 21-day at 42,816, and then we're going to be looking here, right here, at that 42,696 level. That's going to be your 100-day, and then we have your 8-day right below that here at that 42,576. Now, you can see here, as this sold on down, it rallied up and went right to that 50-day, okay? Then she kind of fell right off here, sideways action, fell off, and now we're headed right towards that 50-day again. So, again, we want to watch the top of that candle there. That's at 43,373, but this 50-day is going to be very, very key. That's at 43,482.18. That's going to be very, very cool. Now, again, if we can crack above that, well, then we just keep following these candles up here until we get to maybe a possible retest. But we got to see what kind of, what the reaction is once and if it does get up there to that 50-day. Now, here on this side of it here, we're looking very, very good. Okay, see where we have this positive divergence. See where we had a low here, okay, and we have a low here. Now we have an even lower low, but look at your RSI. See this? This is why I use the RSI. It's not just for relative strength, just to show you, okay, it can get up to that 70 mark, but it also shows you that divergences, okay? So you got a positive divergence going here on the Dow. So as this is going down, this is going up, and then now once you get that, then you get a nice good rally. The key is going to be what's going to happen when it gets to that 50-day at 43,482. Is it going to crack above, or is she going to sell right off again like we had here and then pull right on down? Now you look at the MACD, you can see, okay, your green is crossing over your red. So this is very, very bullish here. So once this cracks that 50-day, we could go right to that 44.52, and we could go all the way up to that 45.73 very easily. Okay, let's take a look here now at the S&P. Okay, here we have the S&P here now. Now you can see here, the green is still below the red here. There is no, there is a divergence the same way. See, we have a low here, we have a low here, but we have a higher low and we have a lower low. So we have, okay, see how that's downtrending, and this is uptrending, okay? So you gotta look at it pretty close, but it's there, okay? So you have a positive divergence. Now we're above that 8-day, you're above that 21-day, and we are sitting right into that 50-day. That's going to be very, very key. 59.5802, okay? So right now on the S&P, you're 59.5394, so we're just a little bit below that here. But again, if that can crack up, then we do just follow these candles up here. Next target is going to be 6,000 flat, and then we're going to come up here. You look at a 6,021. Then we can retest this level here, 6,049, and then there's your big retest up there at 6,099. But this 50-day here is going to be everything. That's going to be key, okay, on what it's going to do. Is it going to crack right back here and come right back down? Or is it going to break right through? Now, when we look at this pattern, see where you have a high here, lower high, and so far a lower high. But once we start getting above that, that would break that pattern and send it right up just like it did with the old crude oil, okay? So we have this positive divergence here, okay, on the RSI, and we have that sitting right at that 50-day, just like on the old Dow. Now, again, if this sells off here, obviously you want to watch that 8 SMA here. That's going to be very, very key, 5,900. And then what we want to do is we want to watch this gap. Okay, today is 59.05. There's your gap. And then watch the top of that candle right there at 58.71. There's your fill. Your gap and your fill, if this sells down, that'll be good support levels until you come down all the way down to your retest here. But again, that 50-day is going to be everything. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old Nasdaq. Okay, here we have the old Nasdaq here. Okay, now you can see here where this actually is above the old 50-day. Now, when you look at this here, there is no divergence here. Okay, we just have a low, a lower low, and a lower low, and that's the same thing we have here. So there's no divergence here on the Nasdaq, and the green is below the red here on your MACD. And we also have, see, we have a high, lower high, and so far today, lower high. Now, we are really above that 50-day, which is good. So on your support levels, which you're going to be looking for, is going to be right here, is going to be this 8-day, okay, at 408.95. We're going to be watching that 50-day, very, very key. That's going to be key, is at 19,365. And then we want to watch, obviously, today's low, okay? So you're looking at 19,299. And then we'll look at the top of this candle here at 19,273. So you have your gap and your fill, but you're above that 50-day and you're above that 8-day. Now, upside here for this is going to be that 21-day. That's going to be key, that 19,592. Now, we got to see what happens when it gets there. If it gets there to that 21-day, is it going to blast through? And then we can retest this candle here at 19,940, or maybe this candle here at 20,000 flat. Then you can work yourself all the way up here to 20,070, and then you have your big retest up there at 20,204. But we have to see what the reaction is going to be, just like on the Dow and the S&P. What happens when it hits that 21-day? Is it going to blast through, or is this going to hit it and then sell right back down again? Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have the old Bitcoin. Now, this is shaping up to be, besides crude oil and natural gas, one of my favorite trades here. This is looking really, really good here. Okay, so what we had here is we got 4 green candles here. Now, this candle here was a fooler. It sucked a lot of shorts in there. They figured, oh, it's going to come all the way on down to here. But again, you always got to watch that candle. And in case, if it's close above that 50-day, then that negates all that all the way on down here kind of a situation, because now we're holding that 50-day very, very nicely. Now, this morning I pointed out here that we watch that 8-day. That's key. Now you can see we're above that 97,479. And we're above this 21-day here. You're sitting at 98,065, okay? So now what we're doing here, so far today's high, we have 100,325, okay? So all you have to do is just look right to the left of the chart here, okay? What do you see? Okay, 1,325, okay? That's your resistance. Went right there, dead nuts, hit it. Didn't move not an inch above it, okay? So that's what you always do. Look to the left of the chart. It works, it works, it works, okay? So 1,325. Now what you want to do is you want to look at the top of this candle here at 102,605, okay? And then this is going to be key right here. This level here is 103,190, okay? This is all your resistance. See how many times that hit it all the way across? And then we can come up to all the way up here to 103,685. That would be, we have to see what the reaction is. But this level right here, okay, is what you're watching, okay? See that white line coming all across? This is what you're watching here on the upside. We have to see what the reaction is. Is it going to be like this, run all the way up here, and then big-ass red candle, and take it all the way down? Or is it going to break through? Now, if it breaks through, just look right to the left here, okay? 105,325. The bottom of that candle, 106 flat, okay? Then we come up here, 106,960. Then we'll come up here, 108,475, and then 108,960. That's the big retest. You crack above that, you're going 10,000, 15,000. You draw a trend line up here. You're probably looking at about the 117,000, 118,000 mark is what you're looking at. Probably right in that area, okay? But again, you have to crack this resistance right here. That is going to be very, very key. Downside, just watch this 21-day on a closing basis, 98,063, and then watch that 8-day right there on a closing basis. That is 97,473. And if that is lost, we come right down to yesterday's low. You're looking at 94,450. And then we have right here, this is the key level at 93,867 is that 50-day. Because now you can see how many times that we're holding this very, very nicely. Okay, so that's what we're watching there today. All right, RSI here, looking very good. Plenty of room to run. The green is here, still below the red, but if that can curl up here, we can have a situation like this. And then that's the reaction right there. Okay, so if this keeps right on running, just watch this level right here. This is what you're watching at. Okay, that 103 area right there. You're watching that. You crack above it, then we have a nice big target up there. But if you can't, okay, then it's gonna hit that, be just like this, and go sideways to down. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, crude oil here. Well, we're breaking out of this here, this bearish trend line here. Okay, obviously you can see that. Okay, so we had the double top ski, and then we had another double top ski, and then ran all the way on down here. But once we broke this level here, I was always pointing out this part of the chart that this was even on a smaller end here. We were in a downtrend, but now we cracked above it, and we are moving nice and high here. Okay, so I think I just clicked the wrong one, but that's okay. Here we go. All right. So what we're looking at here is right here. Okay, so when you look at the top of this candle here, you're looking at today we hit that 80.31 level. Okay, so what we're looking for is right here is this 80.15. Okay, that's going to be very key. And the reason it's going to be also key is not just because it's sitting in the candlestick on here, but you're sitting on this 200-day on the weekly. See this? That's why I want to show you that weekly. See that 200-day? That's 80.15. So you're sitting pretty much right at it. You're sitting at 80.21. So we got to see how this is all going to shake out. But that's what you're looking at. Now, again, if we can get above, that's going to be big time resistant. See how nice this 200-day, see how it held on the downside? Look at it. For the weeks, look at that. See, everything? Yeah. Did it spike down? Sure. Did it close back up? Absolutely. See, look at how many times that it closed up here all the way through. So that's going to be big resistance, just like we had here. Popped up, then came back. Popped up, came back. Even like this candle here, popped right to it, and then came back. So we got to see what's going to happen. So don't get too excited here. 80.15. Now, again, if you can crack that 80.15 level right there, okay, same as that 200-day, then this is going to be your target right here, okay? Then you're going to go to 81.34. Then we're going to come right up here. Okay, what are we looking at here? You're looking at 82.27, and then looking here at 83.10. Bring that price channel right across. The next one, bring it across. And what do you got there? You got 83.74, and then right here is a big retest at 84.52 level. Okay. Now again, we can still go to the left there. There's still plenty of room to run. However, if you can look how we have all the way up here, okay, you got the 95.03 level. Okay, but how you trade is one level at a time. That's what we're looking for. But watch this 200-day on a weekly on a closing basis by Friday. That's the key. By Friday, on a closing basis, you need to close above it. You go higher. You close below it, and then we're going to go sideways to down. Okay, so just always look at that. Now, on the downside here, you're watching us take that price channel right there, 79.27. That's what you're looking for. Okay, and then we can come right to the top of this candle here, looking at 77.86. Okay, then we go to today's low, 77.24, and then we have that 8-day sitting right there at that, what are we sitting there? At 76.11, and then we have 75.38. Now, when those futures open tonight, this 8-day will be higher. It was keep right on moving up. The 21-day will be higher. The 50-day will be a little bit of a lagging situation. But right now, we got a good, nice, good bullish trend. But watch this here by Friday, that 80.15, that is going to be key. Okay, let's take a look here now at Natgas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Actually, a very, very good trade there today. On the UNG was very, very nice. Got as low as 18.42. High is sitting right now as 19.41. I scalped it twice. I got 40 cents out of it today. I'm trading 2,000 or 5,000 shares. Okay, so this is actually very, very good. You can see here, as long as we're holding that 8-day and that 21-day, very, very bullish. Now, it came on down here, but you know here today's low was a 3.85 level. What you do is just look right to the left here. You had 3.84. That's what's holding it. And then we looked at the top of this candle here at 3.82. So that was your support line. Okay, so it doesn't have to get exactly right there, but that is your support line, and it held it up very, very nicely. Now, you can see we're looking at here, I kept on pointing out these three candles here because they're all 401, okay? And then we had yesterday's high, you had 405, and then today we had a nice good rally up here to that 411 area, okay? So that's looking very, very good. But what we're looking for here is the top of this candle here next. That's going to be 420. Now, we could crack above that 420. You're going to go to that 436 level very, very nicely. And then we have to see what the reaction is. If we can crack above that, there's 4.39. You got 4.46. You got 4.54. And then you can go all the way up to 4.74 if it keeps right on running. Okay, so natural gas, crude oil, all that is very, very bullish going here on forward. Now, when they did the CPI report this morning, how they do is like they check the core. They say the core was lower. But remember, that's X food, energy, and autos, okay? So when you go to the grocery store, you feel richer. When you go fill a gas station up, you feel richer. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. You go there and go to a car lot and you see a truck for $100,000, you feel richer. See, a lot of times you got to take these numbers with a grain of salt. But we're traders. We trade by the charts. We don't really care what, I mean, you care what the numbers are, but, you also have to get what is reality here too versus these government numbers, okay? Now, here on the downside here, well, you're going to be looking at that 405 level, and then we're looking at 401 level. Okay, that's going to be very key. Then we come right over here. You're looking at 3.94. This is all your nice support levels here at 3.82, and this is your key level right there at 3.77, your 8-day and your 21-day. Okay, so you can see how nicely here, bottom left, upper right, holding that 21-day. Look at that. See, just because it spikes down, that don't mean dick. Long as it stays above. Even though this one didn't, it's still the next day, sideways action, and then a big boom all the way on up here. So this is rallying up here very, very nicely here. So the next target level we're really looking for is that 420, and then possible retest of that 436. We have to see what happens when it gets there. Downside, the 8-day is absolutely key, and then that 21-day is key right there up below it. Now, here, MACD, green crossed over red, very, very nice, sitting at 61. Plenty of room to run here, so trade it. That's what I do. I don't hold this. I'm holding the crude yet, but I'm not holding anything on the old natural gas. Now, when it comes to crude oil, remember when the T-Man gets in there here on Monday, he does not like high oil prices. Okay, he likes drilling, drill the hell out of it, 20 million barrels a day, but he does not like higher prices. So get ready this because I think crude is going to be a really, really good shorting opportunity here coming up here. So just be patient. But when you see a turnaround here, okay, in the crude oil, that could be a really, really good short ski. Okay, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.